Every country has a different color robe for their monks. Cambodia is cool because it's super bright orange. Hi, my name is Chet Adkins. I'm the chef owner at Jewel Restaurant in Bangkok.
Hi, my name is Chef Yoon. I'm a chef in Akira Back at Marriott Marquis in Bangkok.
We're gonna cruise around the city and find some great food.
Let's get started.
Let's go. Phnom Penh is different than a lot of cities in Southeast Asia. The roads are actually laid out pretty well. It's a grid system. You also have all these great vendors on the side of the road selling fruits and all kinds of things. Right now we're headed to Cocina Cartel to get nachos.
I think it's cooler than Bangkok, so it's more windy and more cool.
That looks scary. It's like dried beef and then they grill it. The room temperature aging. I don't eat too much street food in Phnom Penh. It could be very sketchy. Riding a motorbike is not sketchy though, by the way. I love Mexican food. I lived in Mexico for a little over a year in Mexico City. So I'm a big fan of Mexican food. Although I did grow up in America and it's usually Tex-Mex there, you don't get a lot of authentic Mexican. It's kind of like this style, which I love too. But you know, real Mexican food is real Mexican food. It's hard to find. Yeah, I miss mole. Mole is a sauce that they make in different parts of Mexico. They all make a different type. So everywhere you go, they have a different mole. And I miss the ones that I had in Mexico. This order was inspired by Jason Licker because he loves nachos so much.
Nowadays, the hotel changed the policies, which they're not going to use any more plastic straw. There is some movies that, like Chinese movie or the Japanese movie, they're using these kind of things to put in the poison and then they just shoot it like in their mouth to people to kill. Like we call the assassin, right?
A blow dart.
Yeah.
I just ordered nachos with beans and cheese, jalapenos on top, some guacamole, sour cream, salsa fresca. They're pretty damn good. When I was growing up, my neighbors were Mexican, and their mom used to make fresh tortillas every day, so I got to eat those. And these are definitely not fresh. They came out of a bag or frozen or something. But it's like good junk food from America. I still like it. Anchor beer. This is not a plug for them, but it's so cheap here that you can enjoy a beer with every meal if you'd like. Do you drink beer, Yoon?
Yeah, I drink. Usually I drink it in the evening because whenever I drink alcohol, my face is turned red.
Quesadilla is soggy. You should drain the carnitas more before they put it on there. Otherwise the liquid just leaches out and makes the tortilla soft. It should be crispy.
Cambodia has generations of Chinese influence, and this is proof here in Manivong. We're about to jump in for lunch. This is a famous Chinese noodle house, but be a little worried. There's a lot of different Chinese noodle houses with the same name in Cambodia, especially in Phnom Penh. This is the one on Manivong that I think is the best in town. Come on in. So this is a very traditional Chinese noodle house. In the past, they've actually done the noodles by hand. You can see them pulling the noodles out on the street. I think they've since moved to machines, but the quality of the noodle, the quality of the food, excellent. And this is exactly what you would get in China as well. There's some real aficionados. There's some real secrets to making excellent dumplings. Some people like the really paper thin coating, the actual dumpling cover. Some people really focus on the filling, the quality of the pork or the chives or what else is inside. So for me, it's a mixture of the sauces as well as the covering. It's a little bit of everything. It's kind of like a symphony, maybe a band. I'd say it's a band. Not so much as a symphony, but it's good stuff. Some folks can go really far with their chopsticks. Some people bring it in close, like a pencil. Can't do either one. Teach you a trick. Doesn't matter how you get it there, as long as it gets there.
So you know where we are? We are Street 155, or we call it the Coffee Street, because all the big coffees are there. Choma, Starbucks, Brown, all of them. Hey guys, this is Sorya again. Today, the plan is to go check on Seeker's Gin. They are the guys who made the first Cambodian gin here, using local flavors. I've heard a lot about them, but never tasted gin. So we're gonna try this together. And here we are in Tultopong Market, the Russian market. It's the new quartier à la mode, meaning that this is the new developed area of the city. There are tons and tons of bars, restaurants, condominiums are building up like every month. So it's definitely the new place to check. New places are opening like every day. And sometimes I just ride my motor and oh, there's something new.
So my name is Tanya Runsworth. I'm one of the co-founders of Seeker's Spirits, which is a new craft distillery in Phnom Penh in an area called Russian Market. And this is a distillery that was co-founded by myself and my husband. We spent years working in the hospitality industry, owning and operating restaurants and hotels. And this is really a coming together of two of our passions, which are flavour and craft spirits. Seekers was an idea that we had whilst we were running two of the restaurants that we had in Phnom Penh a few years back, where we had probably one of the largest collections of gin in Cambodia. Okay. And we were the go-to place for, gin tonics and discovering new gins. And along the way, we had this growing collection of gin, but we realized there was very little gin coming out of this part of the world. And so we started making our own infusions on site, and that led to really the thought of, well, why don't we actually make a real gin, celebrating the traditional distillation methods from London, from my hometown, and in celebration of flavors from this part of the world.
My name's Alfie Mayo, and I'm not the husband, by the way. I'm actually head distiller here at Seeker Spirits. I had actually no intention of coming here initially. Tanya and Marco actually found me when I was making gin in London, and I was actually transitioning and going to Australia to make gin out there. And they offered me the opportunity to come to Phnom Penh. In truth, I had no idea what that was. I had to Google it, and I was like, right, I'm making a gin in Cambodia. Just sounds amazing on its own, right? So I got here, was meant to stay here for a month and then move on, but fell in love, I think, after 2 days, if not 2 hours, and said, right, I'm staying. Called my mum and said, look, Mum, I'm not coming home. She cried, and I've been here now 10 months.
We've just launched our Seeker's Mekong Dry Gin, and maybe Alfie can tell us a little bit more about the gin itself and the processes that we're using in the production of gin.
Right, yeah, so Seeker's Mekong Dry Gin is, as the name suggests, focusing on the Mekong. And over the past year and a bit, we've been developing the gin and traveling around Cambodia, sourcing all of our native botanicals. What we have inside there is going to be green oranges, pomelo, lemongrass, kaffir lime leaf, of which some of them we grow upstairs on our kind of urban garden, if you will. We've also got in there some palm seed, which is very nice, kind of nutty flavor towards the gin. Pandan is essential to the gin as well. Juniper, coriander, angelica, jasmine, cassia bark, and galangal.
Yeah.
I still got it. When I first arrived, Tanya and Marco actually presented me with 48 botanicals from the region, of which they don't grow in London. So I was like, right, where do I start? I've been doing this. What is this?
What is it?
Been doing this for 6 years, but I have no idea where to start at all. And so the first month was essentially distilling and taking the essence of each botanical and then eliminating the ones we didn't like and keeping the ones we did like. And then over the course of a month and a bit, we got the 48 botanicals down to a core 11 native botanicals. And yeah, it's been fun, it's been rewarding, it's been a lot of hard work, a lot of traveling, but I think we have something very special. So we've gone for a bold and aromatic style of gin, using 11 native botanicals plus juniper and angelica root as well. It's going to come through, it's going to be pandan, khmer basil, battambang green oranges, and kaffir lime leaf. So give that a try.
It's really full body. Pandan is really predominant, and there's a long citrusy in the finish, so you can feel, all the orange and the kefir. And wow, guys, thank you so much for having me and let me discover all these things about Seekers. It was incredible.
Thank you so much for coming. It was a real pleasure.
Where is the wind coming from?
Oh, we got AC. There's a fan up here.
Oh my god.
I like the pho. Smells good in here. Yeah, wake me up when you're done. Still so bad for you? Well, I guess this is not the door. A large latte. Sweet, you have a free donut? Yeah, the ones in the States, they have like a red neon light, and when the light's on, they're coming out fresh right then. Why do they give you plastic? Oh, we're going to a great little Japanese Yakiniku place that I always visit every time I'm in Phnom Penh. It's a really good, affordable Yakiniku, a real charcoal place. Good beef. Look at the tontoro, kimchi, moyashi namuru, tankarubi, akami set, and garlic chaham. That one's good. It's like a kamameshi. It's crispy. Okay, 2 makgeolli. Yeah, I haven't had makgeolli in a while. It's Korean, right? Yeah. When I was in Korea, I was with this girl and she took me to barbecue and we were drinking beer and shochu in the beer, and she dropped a spoon inside and you drink it, and then we went whiskey bar after. Cannot remember going home. Yeah, you gotta get the rice out of the bottom, man. I was in Japan, we were in a Korean place, and they had the big wooden one, and you just ladle it out. I think it's got some fizz to it, yeah? Time for some makgeolli. Here's to a great meal. These are all ready. I love yakiniku because you can cook the meat how you want it and eat it right off the grill, nice and hot and fresh.
These makgeollis, when I was young, like Korean people, they like to eat with kimchi, always kimchi, you know. It's 20 years, I think more than 20 years before. I don't know why it's a good combination with the makgeolli and kimchi, but I think because of the flavor is sweet and kimchi is sour. Yeah, so I think it's make it balanced. And then people say that when you're drunk with the makgeolli, then they cannot recognize their parents. Mostly, you know, people when they drunk, when they met like at least their father or the mother, then at least they like woke up, you know, because they still can see mother and father. When you're drunk with the makgeolli,
you don't remember.
Yeah, you can't remember anything, you know. So it's kind of dangerous because it's sweet, and then you can drink a lot, but you can get drunk later.
Yeah. I was just in Japan and I ate a lot of raw chicken, or tataki chicken, where it's raw in the middle, where no other country really does that. I've had it one time in Bangkok. There's one place I know that serves it. Chicken has to be like really clean. Otherwise, like if it's a mass-produced chicken, you don't want to use it. It's too risky of getting sick. Salmonella. But I've eaten it in Japan many, many times and I've never gotten sick from it. And it's delicious. It's actually like so much better than like a dry chicken breast. Like you eat it just with the skin on and they crisp it up and then slice it up and it's raw on the other side and it's delicious. It's really moist. But you're taught, you know, your whole life not to eat raw chicken, right? I wanted the crispy rice on the bottom. The rice is overcooked, number one. Number two, they didn't get the pan heated up enough. So we only got a little bit of crust there. Usually it's nice and crunchy on the bottom. Last time I was here, it was good. That's why we ordered it.
For me, actually care more about food allergen. So like people, they don't want any dairy or any like, let's say milk product and like vegan and vegetarian. But sometimes I don't understand because they say they're vegan, but they want something like, which is not vegan food. I don't know, I should put this ingredient or not because they're the one that request. My opinion is about diet is how you do the exercise. It's not about the food. You know, they should eat like what they need in their body, you know. So they need the like protein, they need the vitamin, calcium, whatever. I think diet is people who don't like to do the exercise. So they don't want like any heavy food, which is vegetable, you know. But they eat the vegetable, the salad, but they want the mayo sauce. I don't think that's diet. It's high calorie. Even they eat a lot of fruit, it's sweet, you know.
They put sugar or salt on top of the fruit.
Yeah. For me, I want to do like whatever I want to eat, but I do exercise. That's the best option.
I know some people are celiacs. They have a medical issue when they eat wheat or gluten and they can't ingest it. But some people just do it out of fashion sense or something like that. When a diet really isn't fashion sense, right? I think it's more about balance of, you know, some people can be vegan and some people can be carnivores. I think we all need to be locavores and eat more local stuff so that we cause less imprint on the earth. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed our little session of Yakiniku tonight. We'll move on to the next place probably tomorrow.
Thank you very much. Thank you. ありがとうございます。Grab.
Oh man, seasonings are cheap.
What about omega-3 for you?
Oh, you know, I heard that omega-3 really doesn't help you that much. These are my favorite candy ever. Creamsicle. It's what's for dinner.
Even though these folks might be Cambodian for generations, they have Chinese roots, and that's why you see these Chinese stalls. Big brain.
That was really, really thick and rich. I can see why it takes them 12 hours to make the broth. So he brought some rice wine from the north of Cambodia.
We were up in like the hill tribe areas in the northeast, and then we bought one of those big clay pots that they pack with rice and then ferment. And we had a party the other night. We couldn't drink it all, so we filtered it and poured it into some
jars and put it in the fridge.
So if you like a taste of that tonight.
If you wanted like high-end gin, he was getting it out of Barbados, and he just dropped something overboard, they could pick it up.